The first phase of the Arrowhead Art Collection was unveiled last fall, but it didn't take long before new arrivals started coming in, like this collection of photographs behind us.
Now, this isn't the first sports stadium to have art on display. The Dallas Cowboys get that honor. But theirs is largely sculptural. The Arrowhead has paintings, glass, even a pyrograph, a little bit of everything.
The emphasis here is on local artists and education. They really hope that school kids will be able to come in and get up close and personal with it all year round.
Okay, now from one iconic structure to another. Earlier this fall, the Metcalf South Mall closed its doors, and that hit filmmaker Dave Keith pretty hard.
He remembers the days when a trip to 95th and Metcalf meant really big fun, and he knows lots of other people think the same way.
He's making his own mockumentary about it, and here's a taste of what he shot so far.
My spidey sense is really going off. Mary Jane!
Metcalf South was my favorite mall as a kid. I'd go there every year for back-to-school shopping with my mom. A lot of memories there, and then when I heard that they were closing down, I was like, I gotta tell a story about my favorite mall before it's gone forever.
Oh, Metcalf South, you were so good. A warm embrace, like a sweater with a hood.
On Metcalf South, we honor thee for original pizza and spending sprees.
This mall walking move is called the kicking goat. And kick, walk, and kick.
We make it a little more epic than it really is. The storyline is that it's the last week that the mall is open, and the mall has invited back all its former employees and people that love the mall. So most of these characters, their lives have peaked when they worked and lived and shopped at Metcalf South. So, and their life has kind of gone downhill. I've been lucky to meet a lot of the best actors in town. And they're people that have Metcalf South stories that they wanted to incorporate into their characters, and then others had other malls that they went to as kids that they're kind of incorporated into their characters. And most of them created their own backstory and look for the film. There's a very, very rough script, and I just let them kind of go with it.
I believe, first of all, that Metcalf South is a spaceship that was sent to us to bring people joy. I believe that the aliens have abandoned the ship, and the magic just isn't here anymore. And you can go to Oak Park Mall, and maybe the stores are open, and maybe you can get a hot dog, but they will never have the magic that Metcalf South had.
It's weird being in there. Now there's nobody in the mall, so it's kind of eerie, but it's also kind of the best set you could ever have. So I got permission from the people that own it now to go in and shoot as much as I want, so it's really worked out great. I don't know if they know how weird the movie's gonna be, but hope they enjoy it. It's gonna be a funny movie.
It was a dream. It was a dreams come true. And we lived it here at the mall, this mall, our mall, Metcalf South.
Metcalf South.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I gotta go to work.
yeah, I gotta be going.
Okay, bye.
Yep. And see you guys.